So, Merry Christmas. I wish that this was a little bit more festive. I didn't get all of my decorations yet. Hey guys! So I thought with it almost being Christmas, and I am sure that everybody's already bought, like their big ticketed items during Black Friday, that I would do a show on small stocking stuffers, like $10 or less, for people who like cooking, but very specifically people who like to make a lot of Asian style cooking and Chinese style cooking. And again, most of these things are going to be around the $10 price point or a lot less. And honestly, I think that if I were to receive them, I would be more excited about these things than, some of the bigger ticketed items. So let us start. I have my computer here so that I can see all of the prices and whatnot. I'm going to start with my favorite one just because I think it's stupid to wait until the end. You guys have seen me use these for so many times now in the videos, and these are silicone, hold on. These guys are silicone sheets for your bamboo steamers, right? So how many times has it been like if you're making baos, if you're making dumplings, you always have to, you might have to cut the parchment paper to the correct size, or you have to fold the parchment paper and then get it in here and it gets all crinkly. And then you have to, eventually you have to throw away the parchment paper. There's like a lot of waste. There's a waste of time. There's waste of paper. This guy is reusable. And how much did we say it cost down here? Silicone steamer sheets. There are some for like $9.99 and then under. But then I found one that was like $9.99 for like a stack of 4 or something. And usually they come in, there's like a big size. I got mine in the big size. And then what I did was, because sometimes I have the smaller steamers as well, you just cut it. You just cut it into the size of the circle that you want. Compared to, like the silicone sheets that you bake with, those things are so hard to clean. But these ones are so not, because I think it's just perforated throughout. So usually I'll just squeeze a little bit of dish detergent and then kind of like roll it around, and usually that does the trick. And you just, lay it out to dry, or kind of flick it to get all of the water off. And you don't have to use any oil, you can reuse it, and it is my favorite stocking stuffer of the year. Any of you guys like steaming, it could be like vegetables as well, but if any of you guys like steaming, like buns or dumplings, this is a definite must. Next, okay. Shouldn't have started from the top because then it goes down for me. Okay, so next, let's do this one first. Y'all have seen me do a bunch of different tofu recipes with the Tofu Box, right? And the Tofu Box, because it's pine, it's made from all of these, it's hand artisan crafted. Usually these tofu boxes are like $45 each, and so that was a lot. So when I looked up, what if you wanted to make tofu and you just didn't want to spend all of this money, there are companies that make the plastic version as well, and some of them I saw was as low as like $4. So I have included a link here that is I thought that the reviews were pretty good, but like $6.99 for a plastic one, and it includes the top so that you can squish down all of your tofu. And really, tofu is just one of those things, right? It's kind of like a pasta maker where you think that you want to make it and you buy it, and then maybe you only use it like once or twice. So in that case, it's maybe better to not buy something that's, like $45. Better to have something that's like, $5. Okay, let's get these guys. These are kind of the biggies out of the way. So I used this recently in, I think it was the gluten-free and non-gluten-free version of the Lanzhou spicy noodles, right? What I really like about these, so essentially you have a big pot of water going. Everybody knows what these are. Specifically, they're for noodles, so that the noodles, when you put them in the water, don't kind of like fly out all over the place, and then you can have them, and once you're done, you don't really even need to scoop it out, but the noodle is already inside. So it's very convenient for, if you have a big pot of water going. But what I have also been using it for is I'm lazy all the time. So I will have a big pot of water going, and let's say I want veggies in one basket and I want noodles in the other basket. So it's nice to just stick this guy on one end, stick this guy on the other end, and because I didn't want them like meshing together when they were cooking anyways, or the vegetables happen to be, they cook at different times. Maybe like the noodles take a shorter amount of time to cook versus the beans, then you can just take them out at different times, but also just use the same pot of boiling water. Saves time, saves space, and I think it's really efficient. And what are these? I call these Noodle Baskets, and I saw, so the cheaper version, I think these were like $5.29, and the build quality was actually quite good. Like it surprised me a lot. The only thing was, I think, you know, when you look at kind of the wood and stuff, sometimes some of it kind of chips off. So this is really the only one where I feel like if you spent a little bit more money, so I think that there was one that was like $8.49 as well, or $9.99 for one of them, you might be getting, you know, just better quality all around. But that being said, this one for $5.29 was really, you know, I really like that as well. So there's that one. Did I get this? So there's 3 more. You guys know what these are? These are nut milk bags. And again, I am not someone that makes my own nut milk. Maybe I should, but sometimes when I make tofu or when I make different puddings, I do have to like grind up soybeans, I have to grind up nuts, and then I have to like wring them through. And I don't know where my cheesecloth is, but that cheesecloth is completely ruined just because of the amount of stuff that I put into it. So for something like this, I mean, I could see you putting, like, if you needed to put, you know, you can stick it into boiling water. So like, let's say that you're making seitan and you just needed to like apply some pressure over it all over. You could use this for seitan. You could use this for like, yeah, your nut milks. Obviously you can use it as a spice bag as well. Like if you have a bunch of whole spices, if you're making mulled wine and you don't want it to go all over the liquid, just place it in here. There's a drawstring and then you just dip it in, and then all of your spices come out afterwards. But what I love about these nut milk bags also is that they're really easy to clean. Like, as opposed to a muslin cloth where every like little bit gets stuck inside the cloth and the cloth will never be the same again. This is one of those where, again, like some detergent and then you just kind of like rub it all together. If you do happen to have something stuck in it, just kind of like dip this and soak it in water overnight, and usually like everything comes off because it's like plasticky and nylon-y and nothing really sticks to it. So this guy was, I think this one was $7.95, but I saw some for like $5.99 as well, and it's something that's very simple, but let me tell you, like if you do things like making seitan, making tofu, if you have to wring out things and you don't want to get your towels dirty, this is definitely a great thing. And it's reusable. So I do not have the purple one, which is a smaller size. It's like 3/4 of an ounce, but these Vollrath Scoops, specifically this brand, they're like scoops that will last you a lifetime. Like I have the flimsy one here for the smaller version, but when I used to work in the bakeries, they would use these scoops all the time, and that's how you get, you know, cookies that are super uniform. What I use this one for, obviously, are the dumplings, because I want to get each of them really pretty and really nice looking, and everything else is the same. This size in this is actually the purple scoop, and it's called number 40. The reason that I recommend the Vollrath Scoops, again, is because like they use it in restaurants, they use it in bakeries. You can feel just by holding and pressing this and holding and pressing this that this is literally going to last you forever, or at least like half of your lifetime. Like this feels good. The mechanics in it like run smoothly. It just works, and it's never going to like break on you. Whereas this one, it's always super flimsy. Like the scooping portion sometimes kind of gets not aligned, and then it doesn't fully scoop out all of the dough or all of the filling or whatnot. So for the Vollrath version, let's see. This was the only one that was over $10, and it was $11.99. But the brand Winco, which does a lot of like bakeware as well, is selling it for $7.33. I don't know about the quality of the Winco, but it looks actually pretty similar and it looks okay. If you wanted to elevate your game to the next level, like if you bake a lot, if you're gonna make a lot of these dumplings, scoops are one of those things that I love. And because you use it so often, you want one that is really good. And I promise you, like these Vollrath ones, they're amazing. I've had this one for years. And it's just perfect all the time. So last one. Last one is this, and you just saw me use it in the Pajeon Korean pancake special where I made the pancakes. By the way, guys, you guys have to check out the voiceover video. I know that nobody's into that, but I thought it was like a really cool process. It showed you guys how I did the voiceover to the Korean pancakes. I'm going to link that down below. Go watch it. It's really good. All right, watch it for me. So this, I know that most people have seen it in, like, if you go to like H Mart, Korean stores, Japanese stores, and sometimes they'll have like the gadgets onto the side. This is one of them, and I call it the onion slicer, and I've seen them $5.99, $4.98, so right around $5. I think I got this one in Japan at a Daiso for like $1. So at the beginning, I didn't know if it would work well at all. It seemed kind of like a little bit gimmicky. If you guys can kind of see, it's quite sharp and there's an angle to it. But if any of you guys like, specifically like Korean cooking, where you have the side dishes where you have, like the shreds of the onion, if you make dumplings a lot and you want to shred the onion first and then cut it up this way, it makes it so much easier to get like cool shreds or to like get like really small pieces. Everybody knows that for a spring onion, it's just like you need a really sharp knife. You get it kind of go down the center, cut it to quarters. Like there's a lot of work in it, and you need to make sure that your knife is nice and sharp to get those like really nice strips. But for this, it's what I do is I keep the root intact in one end, and I hold on to the root, and then I kind of drag it this way so that nothing is loose. I think it takes a little bit of practice to get this done well, because there's sometimes when you might not be piercing like the whole spring onion, or sometimes it cuts it in a different way. But it's definitely like, after you get it down on how to use it, it is a big time saver. And a good tip is, if you are using spring onion, let's say you don't mind using leeks instead of spring onions, because leeks have so much more surface area. This is better for the bigger type of spring onions or the bigger types of leeks. In Asia, usually the spring onions are towards the bigger side. They're kind of like half leek, half spring onion, versus in like Western grocery stores, spring onions are a lot smaller. So this device is definitely made for, it would be better for like a bigger, thicker spring onion. Be careful about that though, because it is quite sharp, and it comes with this guy right here. So yeah, that is our really quick stocking stuffer video. I really love all of these gadgets, so I really wanted to share it with you guys. And again, it's not too expensive at all, so whether these be gifts or these just be stocking stuffers, I think anybody who likes to cook, and specifically anybody who likes to cook like Chinese food and Asian food, will really appreciate that. So anyways, I will see you guys again soon. I never know how to end these, and yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.